What is up?
Hello, Matt.
It's as if you just like appeared there, like we haven't been sitting here talking for a little while.
Teleported here.
Welcome, everyone. We are here. We are back. We are live.
We are live.
We are live on
a lot of big announcements to cover.
A lot of big announcements to cover. You're right.
Oh yeah.
A couple that came just like right out of the blue. It wasn't too spicy of a physical media announcement like week or two, and then all of a sudden a couple just like jumped out of nowhere.
Few heavy hitters.
But if you're just tuning in and you don't know who the hell either of us are, my name is Matt.
I am Russ.
We are the 4K Kings. We are here discussing physical media, movies, life, personal issues. You got nothing?
Yeah, man.
I'm sharing my personal issues, and
we really got to iron out this intro. And it's funny. I dread it. I dread it.
I dread it. I dread this intro.
Every break, every 2-week span, I'm just sitting around sweating, just anxiously anticipating. How do I answer Matt? He's going to say blues, news, and what more, Russ? And I just freeze.
And you've had 2 weeks to decide what more we actually talk about here. You can't even think about what we've talked about in the last year and come up with something.
Deer and headlights.
Deer and headlights every time. Steelbooks. Clio award-winning Steelbooks.
I had to bring the Clio awards into this. That's what's on everybody's mind.
So if you haven't turned this off yet, we're the 4K Kings. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We got Lindsay in the booth. Lindsay, how's everyone doing out there?
Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? Matt gave me some clips to play with. Some audio clips.
Don't give the insider information. Just roll with it.
You shouldn't have gave them to me. Hi, everybody. Looks like we've got quite a few people coming in from the UK. Russ, Dan Joker loves your t-shirt.
Thank you, Dan.
Dan Joker.
Great band.
Sean's excited to talk about Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes, we are definitely excited to talk about that as well.
What's that?
You got me.
Oh, that's that Jackie Earl Haley joint.
Yeah, that Jackie Earl Haley. Scream Factory's putting it out. That's the big, like, fooled you.
Dude, wait, you know that. That's sad. You know that announcement's around the corner.
It's coming.
You know
all that stupid ass, like, Carrie and, like, dumb.
A collector's edition of the 2010 Nightmare on Elm
It's got to be there. They've got to be pulling that out. Where is everybody from tonight? Did we get any responses on that?
Just a few folks from across the pond so far.
Just a few folks from across the pond. No one local on the East Coast.
Ease into it, Matt. They're coming. They're coming.
Tri-state area.
Tri-state area. The Tri-State Kingdom.
Well, let's see. Russ, this is what we're talking about tonight. You ready? You ready for the topics of the evening?
Can we change that?
What? This is coming up soon.
Oh, all right.
This is hot news. This is what we're about to discuss.
All right.
We got to tease the people a little bit. So tonight we're talking about Nightmare on Elm Street in 4K. Can't believe that finally got announced. We just talked about that twice this year already.
Yeah, I credit us and solely us for this release happening.
I would agree. We got BROKEBACK Mountain 4K.
I credit.
You're doing great.
Keep going.
We've got some 4K TV show rumors. We're going to be talking about Scream and Arrows 4K slate and a lot more. Say hi to each other out there. Enjoy this fun time Russ and I have put together for you this evening.
Hell yeah.
Russ, before we jump in, I kind of wanted to ask you what was new, but we've already kind of talked about this a lot, but we haven't shared with the audience that you met someone very, very important, very special since we got together last.
I did.
And I want to preface it by saying there's a video that we have up on our channel that is years old at this point. And I'm going to guess right now it's got less than 300 views. And the whole video is just you and I talking about all the different conventions that you've gone to, all the different people you've met, the things you've had them sign, the conversation you might have had. And I found it to be interesting. 300 people also did. But, this was, someone that you were going specifically to go see at a convention, kind of like you have in the past, but this one was a little bit more elevated.
Yeah.
Am I correct in my statement? Do you want to tell the people who you met?
You are 100%. I met Marisa Tomei.
I'm just going to give a clap.
Yeah, that's a pretty big name.
for a lot of reasons.
Well, yeah, for me, a little bit of a backstory. That when I was 10 years old when my cousin Vinny came out, and then like immediately after the film Untamed Heart. And when I was a kid, she was my crush. You know, she was my number one crush. So much so, like my grandmother even knew and would say, "Hey, that's like your girlfriend." Up until she passed 3 years ago, my grandmother would still say, like, "Hey, I saw your girlfriend on TV." Like if my cousin Vinny was on. I had a little picture of Marisa Tomei in my wallet when I was 10 years old. Like I said, like it goes deep.
Will the new picture that you got go in your wallet?
Nah, it wasn't this one, man. This is just me looking like a deer in headlights again. I got that look on my face like you just asked, what else do we have on the channel today?
Lindsay, are we sharing this photo with the people? Here we go.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
I mean, I'm going to say, I think this is a really great photo of both of you. I think it's great quality. I mean, it's honestly very endearing, and looking at both of you together, like what both of your body language is. I think it's endearing, honestly. And you look good. Marisa Tomei looks like she hasn't aged a day. I mean, come on, this is a great picture.
What is our body language here?
I mean, you were kind of, like you said, you kind of have this like,
dude, I'm frozen.
That's what I mean.
I was starstruck, literally starstruck.
She looks like she's giggling, but not in the way that she's like giggling because you're like, you know, anxious or whatever it is, but just like she's like, it's almost like this is like a prom photo, or this is some kind of like you're together and she's just like your giggling spouse.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me.
Well, thank you. I hope that's what it comes across like. My wife doesn't appreciate your commentary, Matt, but
someone's getting ready to take a photo. Honey, smile for the camera. She's giggling and that's your face.
It's like we just walked out of an Olive Garden.
Yeah.
I was just literally, like I said, dude, when that's like a childhood crush. Dude, I watched her whole damn filmography up until I think like around 2005. I started to fall off with it. Like I hung in there, and I'm a fan of her as an actress as well. I think she's a fantastic actress. But yeah, she is the type like I would sit through some questionable movies just because, oh, Marisa Tomei is in them. So like I said, on that hierarchy, you're right. This is like God tier celebrity encounter,
final boss of all of the conventions you've gone to.
And she was very, very sweet, and her laughing, the reason why she's laughing is because she, I assume, could smell fear. She was learning security. Is
that what that hand signal is? She's like, get ready.
That was Aunt May's spider sense tingling that, hey, this guy's a fucking stalker. No,
look out for the signal.
No, she saw that I was starstruck, so she just got it. She was genuinely laughing, found it amusing, and was supportive. Right down to after it, she was like, "There, we did it," and it made me feel like an 8-year-old child, dude. It was,
and you loved every minute of it.
Yeah,
maybe
I'm torn. I don't know.
You're not sure. You're not sure that you walked away with the feeling you wanted to walk away with.
Nah, dude, it was fun, and like I said, it was very just starstruck. That's. Like I said, not only a childhood crush, but again, I am a big fan of her talent.
Yeah.
Of her acting, her films. I can name 5 off the top of my head where she herself made those movies good.
But just this convention, she was just there to talk about Spider-Man, basically?
Yeah, I sat in. Well, I didn't sit in like I was involved. I watched her panel.
Yeah. Did you get a question off?
No, they didn't do group questions. They didn't do audience questions or anything.
Did you do your signature move with the autograph and get her to sign something special?
I didn't. I don't. You know, she's not Freddy Krueger. She doesn't really have that much memorabilia. I don't know. Do you have any Marisa Tomei memorabilia laying around?
I mean, if you get a photo, would you have her sign like a phrase or a quote from like something that you...
I was starstruck again.
Are you sure?
That was the first. Yeah, that was before, like when the autograph portion was prior to this photo. So this photo was the second encounter, and I was still starstruck and all that.
Yeah.
So when the autograph thing happened, that is typically what I do, but I wasn't.
Yeah, you were just kind of get in and get out.
Yeah, I couldn't even decide what 8x10 to choose, because you know when you go to these things.
Oh, did you bring it? Do we have it here? No,
I didn't bring it. I should have. I'll scan it and you know.
What's it from? 8x10.
That dude, I couldn't decide. That's what I'm trying to say. How big of a fan? 90% of it was either My Cousin Vinny or Spider-Man. But they did have a wrestler 8x10.
Oh,
And I picked that up at first, and it was just the cover of the movie.
okay.
And then I thought, well, it's just the cover of the rest.
picture
I know,
of her,
so I put that back, and I ended up, because of my grandmother, I ended up going. There was an 8x10 of Mona Lisa Vito on the stand at the end of My Cousin Vinny, and I just got that one signed.
Gotcha. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad you got a chance to do that. I mean, you know, it was
really
comfortable in some way, and maybe not as easy to encounter her versus somebody else. But that's cool that you got to do it. It's like a dream meetup. Anne Hathaway's next. Have you met Anne Hathaway?
You guys think I love Anne Hathaway?
I'm airing all your dirty laundry out.
I wear Anne Hathaway
That's
t-shirts.
well, I
What
mean,
am I talking
you're a
about?
fan of hers.
I am a fan
I'm not
of
saying
Anne
in the crush
Hathaway.
level. I mean, I know you appreciate her as an actress as well.
Yes, I'm a gentleman, man. I'm a gentleman.
Well, that's great. That's great news, Russ. I'm really happy for you that you got to meet Marisa Tomei. Are there any Marisa Tomei fans out there? What are the people saying about this story, this encounter?
I will say, she was quite lovely, honestly. Like beyond my bias, my own, you know, whatever. You know, when you go to these things, you can kind of sort who is there out of requirement, who is there because they're broke, who is there because, you know, versus who are the people who may genuinely want to be there, or at least putting on the front that they genuinely want to be there.
They're being professional. They're being kind.
Professional. Yes. And I'll say she's one of the best. Like I've had some where it's been questionable, but very, very genuine, very genuine,
Very
genuinely
nice.
Sweet.
What do we got, Lindsay? What are people saying out there? Anything about Marissa?
No, they love the photo. They think, Russ, you definitely were a gentleman. You gave some appropriate spacing between your two bods. One person did say they thought that she might be sending out a secret distress signal with her finger.
No sunglasses either. You were like, I got to take these off.
A lot of
Marissa
people
Tomei.
mentioned they didn't know you could take the sunglasses off.
I had to
Had to look her in the eye.
look her in the eye. Yeah, right. No. All those things are true. About that distance, this is 2020. Dude, I will not, especially in that kind of scenario. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable.
It would have been nice if maybe she just like put her arm on your shoulder.
Dude, I felt like a stalker enough just being in the room. Oh yeah. Like if she would have embraced that, what am I gonna like? Get the fuck away from me, you know? Like I'm not gonna do that. But I mean, not even with her, any of those situations. I used an example when I was talking to you earlier about like when I met Billy Zane. I didn't like reach out to give him a hug or anything.
Yeah.
But he put his arm around me, and it's like, okay, you do
Let's
that.
go with it.
Actually, Billy Zane should have been asking for my consent.
That's what I mean, Billy Zane.
I'm gonna sue these conventions.
They put me in harm's way. I got molested by Billy Zane
For real.
in the little boys' room.
That's a reference.
That's a deep cut.
Nobody
I know. That was a deep cut. I don't even get it. I've never even seen the movie. I've just seen that clip and it makes me laugh. I got molested.
We've all seen Titanic. Billy Zane's a bad guy. I know he's a good dude. Zoolander cleared that up for us.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But no, that's the distancing. I don't know. I feel that way about, dude, I feel that way not even about celebrities, man.
Anyone.
I feel like we're too close.
Keep it right there, Russ. Keep it right there. Well, that's fun. It's a fun story. I like it. Wholesome.
I didn't know we were going to bring this up until I came down here and you've got this image of me and Marissa Tomei
Blown up
on your big screen TV in front of me. I've been staring at it for 20 minutes straight.
More uncomfortable than ever. I like looking at this picture. Give me one.
It is. Honestly, shit. This photo could have gone a lot worse. Like, again, there are some photos I've had, or, you know, where it's like, shit, I don't ever want to look at that again.
Yeah.
I look like complete, for what it is. I'm not mad at all.
All right. I like it.
And I'm happy that if you're saying she looks genuinely,
yes, she doesn't look terrified or frightened or
approving.
Yes, I think she looks very happy to be there.
Good.
She does. I agree.
Good.
I think it's a great picture. I think the community thinks so too. All right. What else you got over there?
I can sleep easy at night now.
What have you picked up this week? I only got 2 things to show that I picked up. It's nothing too.
2 things.
Yeah, it's
I believe one of the things are the same. You want to jump off with that?
Sure. And tell us, while Russ and I are just showing each other what we picked up, what you may have gotten as well. What did you get this week? What did you pre-order this week? I pre-ordered a bunch of stuff. Chickens are going to be coming home to roost here in a couple months. There's like a few months where it's like, oh crap, all these things are coming out at once, and here comes the hit. I'm gonna have to reassess.
I don't think I've pre-ordered too much.
I don't know. Sometimes I just get it in there now because of the sellouts and everything else, knowing that you don't have to pay for it now, and knowing that there's still time to cancel it if you need to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I just try to like get it in there, but then if you end up keeping them all, geez.
Oh, with some titles, you have to do that nowadays.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's.
What do you got?
We both the Departed Steelbook.
Yeah, I didn't even open mine yet, but I do have it here. I have it, and you know what I found? I found my DVD Steelbook. Do you remember this guy?
Oh yeah.
Take a look at that.
I didn't have that one, but I remember it existing.
Yeah, take a look at that. I like that poster with the gun and it says Departed across it. And now I'm sort of asking myself, what do I do? You know what I mean? Which one? They're both Steelbook. DVD Steelbooks. I only have 2 of these. 2 DVD Steelbooks. I don't know.
Yeah. I know you're slowly converting me down this road
To Frankensteining things together.
Frankenstein, all of my previous releases, the best of the best.
Yeah.
A showdown.
I do like that.
Yeah, dude. On that theme, nice segue.
Okay.
I picked up the Steelbook of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
Wow.
I picked this up during the Arrow sale. What was it? It was $15 now. This Steelbook, 4K. Yeah. And I originally picked it up when it released, and we covered it.
We did.
This must have been a site exclusive. I don't know why I went with this. I don't recall. But since this dropped to 15,
yeah,
and then whatever else I was pre-ordering at that time gave me free shipping. Like it was an awesome deal.
Yeah.
I basically upgraded this edition that irked me ever since I picked it up to the one I truly want. And since I did that, I was wondering, Matt, would you care to own this 4K copy of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, the Arrow release? Not the Steelbook, but
Russ, are you presenting me with a gift?
I'm presenting you with a gift.
Wow.
I know. Marisa Tomei changed my life, man.
Thank you so much. I saw this movie in the theater, and when we started talking about it the last time when it was announced, I know I didn't remember loving it enough to be like, yeah, let me buy that back again. But just talking about it really made me want to watch it again. Have you seen it since you bought it? You watched them?
I didn't, because I was so pissed off about as soon I had that pre-ordered when we initially covered it like 3 years ago, and when it came in, I realized like, damn, it didn't even have a slipcase or nothing. Like, why did I pre-order this? And it was just one of those experiences where I was just soured on it. And I'm going to now. I've seen it before.
Right.
It's not like I've never seen it.
Thank you so much, Russ.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was very kind. I can't wait to check this out again and put it into my collection as well.
Damn right. Wow. Add it to your Kenneth Branagh collection.
My Kenneth Branagh collection. Robert De Niro. Wow. Be warned, it's alive.
Great adaptation of the novel. I will die on that hill.
I saw this when I was really young. I wonder how I would take this movie now, a little bit older. I saw it in the theater. So what year did this come out?
It's like 98 or something, but I saw it around the same time. I saw it in high school.
Yeah,
okay. Which is when it came out. And dude, we went to the same high school. It was an English class that showed it to me.
Dude, that's awesome. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I got Mean Girls.
Nice.
That's what I got.
Where they at?
I got the see, I haven't even opened this. Let's open it together because I want to see the inside. So I got this burn book edition, mainly because the Steelbook was like a burn book edition too, but this had at least the original art on the inside. But it also has a hot pink 4K case. I'm gonna do a live unboxing right here. That's how I do my stuff. I just throw the wrappers on the ground. Take this. Very, very pink.
Oh, look, that J card was attached to a slip.
I know. Check it out. So that's nice. I like this.
Wait, what's on the back of the slip? Why was a J card? Oh, okay, no features listed.
No features listed. They're listed on the back of this. Here we go. The very first 4K Ultra HD pink case I've ever seen. It's pretty cool. What do you think? Did you pick this up?
I didn't. Like I said, I was interested in it, and I was looking at, what was it, a Steelbook? Whatever I was looking at the time, I thought was an import. And you were telling me today that it wasn't.
It is not.
Yeah, and I just remember looking at the price, and I couldn't justify.
I didn't get this. This was actually fairly cheap, I think, when I got it. I'm pretty sure I got it on sale.
If that's reasonably priced, I'm going to pick that up. I mean, I dig the movie.
Mean Girls and Frankenstein. What a week of pickups.
Yeah.
These are some deep cuts.
Also, incredibly faithful to the book, which actually that was based on a book, so that joke doesn't work.
I'll just put my J card back on. Lindsay, any Frankenstein fans out there?
Nothing about Frankenstein, but a lot of people are talking about getting the Crow Steelbook.
Yeah.
Did you ever pick those up? Did you get any of them?
Mine hasn't arrived. It probably arrived today.
Oh, really? Oh, did it just come out?
I got a notice. I received an email that my Crow Steelbook shipped like a couple days ago, but I don't have it in hand just yet.
Gotcha.
But what I did get in hand was the Arrow 4K of Basket Case, this alternate cover one.
Like it?
Solid release.
Never seen it. Have you watched this?
I haven't. That just came in the other day as well.
It's a nice slipcase.
I haven't had time to sit down and.
I like that. I like the thickness and that matte version of the slip, but then the basket case is like.
I like when they do that for
it's nice touch.
Yeah. I like when they do that when Arrow does this with this sort of cheaper 4Ks. Well, they'll give it a slip, but it's like we're gonna class up the slip just a notch.
Just a notch.
A little embossery, a little sheen.
A little embossery.
A little embossery.
Yeah, a little embossery. Sheen. Yeah, well, it was a light week. It was a light week for pickups. No heavy hitters in the mail for me. Just Mean Girls and The Departed, and that's about it. But we do have a lot to talk about tonight, and we have a lot of stuff coming up in the pipeline too that we should probably share with the audience.
Uh-oh. What's going on?
Channel's closing down. No, I'm just coming up soon, we'll be having our best 4Ks of all time video that we shot not that long ago. It'll be coming to the people soon, where Russ and I gushed about all the titles that we know to be objectively excellent and embraced, but also sharing personal picks of our own that we feel best represent the 4K Ultra HD format. Would love to hear what some of you all think are some of the best titles out there as well, but we will be dropping that soon. Our boutique wish list. A couple of people had asked us to do a video about what movies would we want certain boutiques to put out if we had a choice. Like what would be our top, of the list for, let's say, if we had a choice for Arrow or for Vinegar Syndrome, what movie would we want them to put out? So we shot a video around those selections that we'll be having coming out soon. And just so much more. What else, Russ? This is your chance again.
This is my chance again?
Yeah, to say what else is going on.
See, you did it. Stop it, Marisa Tomei.
All right, well, tonight, Russ, let's move on to tonight. Tonight. We're going to start off with...
Dude, she had an 8x10 of the Seinfeld episode.
Oh, crap, really?
I know.
Wow, that's pretty wild. Let's talk about the hottest news of this week. Not that you met Marisa Tomei. We already talked about that. So we have to talk about the second hottest news of this week. And that is that Nightmare on Elm Street, a movie you have talked about probably for the last 2 years in terms of like movies I want to see on 4K. Not that I haven't, but I feel like it's always come up on videos on this channel when it comes to those types of topics, especially from your direction, which I'm totally with you. And now it's finally been announced.
Yeah. I would say about time, but I think we all were banking on the anniversary.
Yeah.
The 40-year anniversary.
40-year anniversary.
Oddly enough, how are we going to celebrate it if the release date is December 31st?
Well, dude, that's crazy. I actually want to talk about that. So I'm just going to say that it's out this year because I've seen conflicting things already about when it's coming out. So, but I will say that it's definitely coming out this year for the 40th anniversary. In so far, just an ultimate collector's edition, probably more. This totally reminds me of like when they were doing like The Exorcist and everything else, how it's like this slow roll of options that kind of are a little foggy on details.
And that's what scares me is because this is a title that's going to go possibly faster than The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And I don't want to miss out on any of them. So I think like you, I immediately placed a pre-order.
Yeah.
But I'm also sitting there thinking like, okay, it's Warner, just like Exorcist. Like, are they going to hit me with this grander option in the future that I would much rather have? But I got to lock in. You got to lock in.
And that's kind of the thing that, honestly, like, not that the announcement is, I'm super excited for that, but just the way the rollout of these announcements have been lately for some of these titles from Warner Brothers, it's like, it's kind of annoying, but also like maybe like lazy. I don't know what it is. And I don't know if
testing the waters. I feel like it's some strategy on their end to like determine how much of a demand is out there.
But wouldn't that be kind of scuzzy though to say like, hey, nobody really pre-ordered, so we're not going to put it out at all now? It's like a testing ground as through a pre-order through an Amazon.
I don't think they're going that far, but I think that as far as like not doing it completely, but I think they're gauging what to do based off the reaction from the initial announcement. Like for instance, I think we are going to get 7 on 4K, but what's going to determine how many units they produce, what's going to go into it, is going to be based off of that initial announcement reaction.
Yeah. And this kind of reminds me of, so Exorcist, this, and 7 are all Warner Brothers. These are all the same kind of rollout, but they keep getting worse, in my opinion. Like the first one was Exorcist, where
this hasn't played out yet.
Well, but it started, and that's the thing. It's like when Exorcist came out, they had 2 editions for UK only, and it was like the big Bible one and the other one. And then eventually a Steelbook for the UK, and then eventually a regular for the US, and then eventually a Steelbook from Best Buy. A very slow kind of thing. Then it was 7, which they put out with to be determined artwork for like a year out. Like there wasn't even really like a release date. And now this one, again, is listed on Amazon for a year out, but there's not even like to be determined art. It's just like a listing that they're like, hey, this is coming out. I just wish the rollout was like, here's what you're pre-ordering. Like, this is it. Like, let's get it all ready. Because it almost feels like, is it the...
Don't sell me something until it's completed. And you can show me what you are selling. That's what I mean. I'm with you.
And I don't understand if maybe it's like Amazon or some of these retailers that, you know, jump the gun on it. Or if they're like, no, just put it up now. Because I would rather...
I was going to say, to your point, if that was the case, you think they would have penalized Amazon, or I guess actually Amazon has more power probably at this point than Warner Brothers.
What's the reason for not waiting another month to announce this when you actually had your shit together? Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, is there really, we just got to get this out right now?
Yeah, no, I'm completely with you.
I don't get it.
Like I said, the only justification I can think of is that testing the waters approach.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially then maybe they're looking at it like what happened with Oppenheimer, what happened with even The Crow, I feel like, where they really want to maximize profits. They really want to see how much is worthy of producing. And I think they're trying to feel it out more with these bigger titles. I don't think they're doing it. Like, let's say if they put out Nightmare on Elm Street 2 for Scream Factory, as you said, we're not going to have this issue of like, oh, we can't see the artwork and delays and all this stuff. We're going to know it's Scream Factory will do it this way, you know. Whereas here, I feel like they're trying to almost test the mass market, you know what I mean, versus people like you and I, who they know they got us. I think with these titles, it's more of again, the streaming shit is up in the air. Everything's kind of up in the air. No business, no corporation. Nobody knows where anything is going or where anything will be in 5 or 10 years. And it's like they're trying to test, do some of these old ways still make money? You know? I mean, that makes... To casuals.
No,
casuals.
I understand. I just think this is such a, kind of like Exorcist. It's like a flagship title. It might as well be... It might as well be like one of these James Camerons where it's like people have been salivating for this since the format began and, you know, whatever else. People want box sets, but it's like, this is going to sell. Why treat it the way you're treating it? It just seems like we got to get pre-orders quick or to gauge something out, which I just wish they had more to show me.
Which correlates to the point I already made, is that it creates buzz. It gets you and I pre-ordering immediately because we're scared it's gonna, you know what I mean?
Which I did.
It's like market manipulation.
It is. I know, because what's going to happen is, I mean, and we can all still cancel, but I'm sure that's going to be this collector's edition that's going to look nice. Then they'll do some steals and they'll do this and that, and then I can decide what I want to do. But I guess I'm good that I locked into a mystery release.
I have to lock in. It's Nightmare on Elm Street on 4K.
So you're ready.
I have to do it.
You're ready.
I have to do it. I have this shit all over my arm. I have to do it.
What does the future hold now that this one has been announced and will be released?
In terms of
the whole franchise, just the whole franchise, this one, like, what do you think? Do you think we're going to get now finally the slow, like, milking of it and then a box set? Do you think we're just really going to focus on this one for a while now, like with re-releases and different people putting it out?
They're just going to focus on this one for a while now. I mean, this is exactly what happened on Blu-ray. The original was available for the longest time. The UK, shout out to our viewers there right now, But Europe had a box set on Blu-ray of the whole series years before we did in America. I had that imported, and I remember the one finally that came out in America, literally, like I said, it was about 2 years later. The sequel, I don't, box set is our best hope. Box set. Scream Factory box set is our best hope, I think. What they did with Halloween, what they did with Friday the 13th. If they're going to do solo releases, get out of here. They're going to bunch them up. They're going to do combo packs.
The studio,
they did that on Blu-ray too.
They'd have to.
Part 2 and 3 was a combo Blu-ray at one point. I'll tell you this, in terms of what collectors and fans want, you either got to go this route with just utmost respect and care given to the original, which it deserves, or we get the Scream Factory, all of it in one. Or there's not going to be any in between.
No, and Warner's not going to put money into a release of 2.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
None of them.
I would,
at best 3.
I would say give me a Scream Factory of 3, because I don't know that they put
even Arrow, but they're not going to just license out part 3.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They're going to. I
want a box set.
They're going to milk the money off all of them if they're going to do that, and they're going to use 3 as the way to get most people on. But you're right. If in a perfect world and solo wise, 3 would be the one that makes the most sense to get released individually.
Yeah, I also liked 4 a lot.
I like them all. I like Freddy's Dead.
Mm-hmm.
I like them all. I don't have I mean, I can objectively say, hey, 4, 5, and Freddy's Dead are lesser, but I enjoy them immensely on a personal level.
Yeah,
they're all like 4 out of 5s at base. 4 out of 5s.
Lindsay, what's the chat temperature? Lindsay, the producer. What do we got going on there?
So some folks are saying that they place the pre-order, but they'll cancel if the artwork sucks.
I know, it's some worry too. I know,
my thought. It's like I have the pre-order locked, but if something comes up that smells fishy, cancel, and I'll, act accordingly.
Yep. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. There was some chatter I saw in some of the comments about people wanting the original audio and people wanting the uncut version. Does that ring a bell to you? Because I'm not familiar.
It doesn't. But you also have to remember I'm a VHS kid where none of this stuff was ever discussed when I was growing up watching A Nightmare on Elm Street. If you would have told me there was an original, I would have known.
I don't know what that means or what's the original audio.
Yeah,
that means. Does anyone out there know?
As someone who has watched countless documentaries, Jesus Christ, I've met the entire fucking cast and stuff. I've never heard of any significant history about a different audio track.
Yeah,
I've never.
So let me get your opinion.
Not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying I've never heard about that.
So just like Exorcist and just like 7 and whatever else, based on the Amazon listing at least, there's absolutely no new features on here, but there's features from the past, like a bunch of stuff that's from before. Again, I complained about this with Exorcist, and I complain about it every time, where there's these really renowned flagship titles of these studios that they put right back out, and they don't add anything new to celebrate it. Now, a lot of times you will tell me, who's going to come and talk about freaking, Poltergeist? Who's going to come back and talk on The Exorcist? Whatever. But all the people that are out there from Nightmare franchise, like all the people that you've met at some of these conventions, Robert Englund himself, I mean, celebrate 40 years of this. You can't get someone to come back and talk. Like, what's the deal? Can we get some new features ever for any of these titles? Why not?
They're more than willing to talk, Matt. They just
don't want to pay.
There's an 8-hour documentary in existence called Never Sleep Again, where everybody from every part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of them. It is 8 hours.
So what's the deal?
Just chop that up and you could throw it on this.
So I mean, what's the deal? Why can't we get even new or retrospect any of it? I don't know.
Heather Langenkamp's made her own documentary about the character called I Am Nancy. Robert Englund just put out a documentary on himself last year about. I mean, what else is it going to be about? I mean, what else? About V. Everyone loves his performance in V.
I don't know.
Actually, I shouldn't. Everybody's going to be pissed I said that. I was just saying that Robert Englund is most known as Freddy Krueger. Like, what else would a documentary on his life focus on?
I don't know.
Not that V is shit.
I'm obviously, my fingers crossed that the collector's edition will be really nice. I think the Exorcist one is great. The Steelbook is really nice. I don't know what kind of art we'll get. Maybe the Exorcist Steel from the UK was original art. And if the UK Steel is original art again, that would be just great. Like that's all. I mean, I remember the Steel US got was not original. That's kind of the route I went with. Why I went with the Exorcist one. So I'm kind of hopeful in that regard. But
that original art on a Steel would look bad.
We got a lot of people that are pre-ordering this. Lindsay, did we get some?
I don't see like that a ton of people have pre-ordered it. Looks like people are just, kind of chatting about like the, mystery around it.
Everyone's tentative. Everyone's worried because nothing. It's the thing. It's like Warner Brothers. You're putting it out there to be pre-ordered, but everyone's like nervous. Like no one is pre-ordering with confidence.
No, not at all.
I mean, scalpers are probably because they don't care. They're ordering as many as they can get. I don't know.
Oh man,
is it a happy day for you? At least this is one of your.
Oh, it is. But like you said, we're all hesitant. It's tentative happiness.
I know. Why has my hobby become this?
I haven't seen it yet. It doesn't. No. It's an idea right now. It hasn't come to fruition.
An idea that has my money.
Exactly. It's a religion now.
Well, before we move on from Steelbooks and Warner Brothers, I wanted to highlight one other one that I saw that I thought was worth mentioning, Russ, and that's Twister with our boy Bill Paxton, our girl Helen Hunt, our boy Philip Seymour Hoffman, our boy Carrie Elways.
I always liked the cow.
Our girl Jamie Gertz.
Dude, she's like a multi-billionaire.
Yes, she is.
That blew me away.
I agree. Yeah, it is. She's like, what is it? Like she's married to a billionaire, but her net worth itself is $8 billion. Like they own
a basketball team.
They own the Milwaukee Brewers or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah, she's literally a billionaire, the richest actress there is. And meanwhile, Bill Paxton's dead. But this is coming out July 9th. 4K Ultra HD Warner Brothers in their 101st anniversary.
Twister's been around for that long?
For that long. Another instant pre-order for me.
Yeah, this is 101 years in the making.
It's 101 years in the making. Jan de Bont's classic. Jan de Bont.
Speed was such a success. They were like, give that cinematographer anything he wants. And he said, I'm going to throw some cows in the air.
He said, I'm going to give you a tornado, damn it.
I want Mad About You with cows in the air.
Was this after Mad About You?
Who cares?
I care.
No, it was. This was like 95, I want to say.
So maybe this is just my nostalgia or my bias showing, but I did pre-order this, Russ. You can mock me all you want.
I quit.
It's a wonderful.
I quit this channel.
It's a wonderful Steelbook.
Done.
I have one issue with it though.
I have a lot of issues with you right now. Why are you pre-ordering Twister?
Just so that we can have this interaction. You know what's pissing me off though? Look at this. Van Halen Humans Being music video. Where's Long Way Down by Goo Goo Dolls? That's the song of this movie. They even have a damn video with the cows flying in it.
This is great.
That's what
I was listening to you, man. I'm in the audience now. You're making me laugh.
That's what I needed.
Who the fuck remembers that Goo Goo Dolls song? One, even if you do, who associates it with any movie, let alone Twister? And three, holy shit, if you are like the 1% who fall into that Venn diagram, the 0.001% that know this Van Halen song.
Whoa.
You know this?
I don't. That's why I said, where's the Goo Goo Dolls one? I don't know this one. But look, dude, Jan de Bont came back. It's a new featurette with him on it.
Is he busy? I don't know. What was he doing?
Waiting around for the call to come and talk about Twister.
Was he locked up somewhere? Why is that significant?
All right. Lindsay.
The elusive Jan de Bont came back to talk Twister.
Lindsay, I'm going to roll the dice and hope for vindication here. What does the chat have to
hold
say?
on. People like this movie. I'm in the minority here. I know.
Oh, now your tune's changing a little bit on Twister.
And
let's talk about the Dolby Atmos track then.
I'm taking the piss out of Jan de Bont, but I mean, he's talented as fuck. He was on Die Hard and shit. He was on Speed.
He was.
No.
He was, dude.
Talented guy.
Dolby Atmos audio track. Probably gonna be pretty fire.
Yeah, it probably is cool for
dude. It's probably gonna be awesome. I mean, yeah. So Lindsay, Tell me.
I think you should just keep hoping for vindication because it's not coming.
It's not
here.
coming. Everyone's...
No, there's no hate for Twister. I think there's just not like an overwhelming amount of love or anything.
I kind of felt like we were in a fugitive conversation. Where
we
really,
are.
No, but the chat
Twister
agreed with
is
me.
one of the most mid movies of all time.
No.
We are. Harrison Ford.
Movies.
Yes, Harrison Ford should have starred in this. Holy shit. Yes.
It's not too late to AI him in there.
Yes.
Carrie Elways is still working, by the way. Good for him. What about Helen Hunt? What's she doing?
Watching Twister. I'm serious, dude.
She should have come back.
This is a mid movie.
All right.
Come on. Nah, dude.
Well,
again, nothing. It's passable, I guess. But it's mid.
When I saw this announcement, I was like, physical media is alive and well.
That, yes. I will say that if we're getting Twister.
4K steelbooks of it.
Yeah. How come was there ever any cool 4K like Steelbook, any type of edition for Speed? I always felt like Speed always
had a 4K, but I don't know about it. They did have a steelbook. I think we roasted it.
It was okay.
I think we did.
Because honestly, Speed is the kind of movie, if they nailed artwork on, it would sway me to pick it up. Like that's right in the middle of, I don't feel like I need to own it, but you could sway me, and they never have.
No.
I feel like everything they've always done with Speed on home video looks atrocious.
How do you feel about Bill Paxton's performance in Twister?
Paxton's great in everything. He's gonna elevate it as much as he can, but there's nothing to elevate here besides those cows.
Russ, will you at least do me one favor?
No. What?
Will you add Long Way Down to the 4K Kings Cuts playlist?
I have to.
On
you
Spotify.
Bought it. I have to.
There we go.
I'm definitely not putting Humans Being.
No, we're not.
I hope that's a misspelling because even that title
is dumb as you saw me like trip over myself trying to say it. I was like, it can't be Humans Being.
Well, hold on. And,
is it human beings?
And listen, this is this is what, 95, 96. This is when the Extreme guy was the lead singer for Van Halen. So you know that
he cut his hair, and it was like Samson and Delilah. That story where like the great, he's like super strong. She cuts his hair, and he like becomes a weakling. That's how I felt about that man. He had like the best flowing curly mullet of all time, and then he goes to Van Halen and he cuts it off. I was like, done. So Twister coming out. Clearly no Twister fans, and that's quite all right. But thank you for adding that to the 4K cuts.
No, I definitely will. I have to. Although I'm going to give Humans Being a spin too. That sounds. I'm. Maybe it's some genius shit. It's just we're not on that level. We got to hear it to believe it.
Okay. Well, that's all we got for Warner Brothers Steelbooks. Unless you want to talk about Purple Rain.
Somebody did say they wished you guys would talk about Purple Rain.
Can I ask? I want to ask our audience, what are the Prince vibes we're giving off?
I'm giving off Prince vibes?
I feel like we get asked about Prince all the time.
I like Prince.
Who doesn't? I want a last Boy Scout. I like Prince. I've actually never seen Purple Rain.
I haven't
Roast
either.
me.
I haven't either.
I'll tell you what, when it comes to Prince, I am a bigger fan of like his first couple records before it sounded like Purple Rain. I Want to Be Your Lover, Prince. I like that style more. So I never really sought it out, to be fair. So I don't know much. The Steelbook looks cool. It's the original artwork.
That original artwork.
I mean, the release is good.
Yeah.
But I can't speak on the quality of the film.
I'm really
Obviously, we all know the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't know 90% of the songs from that,
Is it, I mean, and excuse my ignorance, but is the whole thing a musical, or is there actual acting in between songs, or?
Oh, no. I heard there's acting.
But is it a lot of songs? Is it a musical, though?
Yeah, it's a musical.
Okay.
That, from what I know. Ask the audience.
Check me.
Look, phone a friend, Matt. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I never saw it, but I've gathered everything you have. I always thought it was a traditional musical with Prince music.
Gotcha.
Prince compositions. But I always preferred the other Prince musical, Batman.
I liked Delirious with John Candy.
Not Sign of the Times. Batman. That's one thing.
So you didn't pre-order it then?
Twister? Oh, no. Purple.
I bought you an extra one.
You bought me an extra one.
Just in case.
Give me back that Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
All right, Russ. Well, let's move on.
Gifts.
Let's move on to some Scream Factory. some Shout Select.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of both.
I know it's like a shot of alcohol. Then you need a chaser afterwards.
Yeah.
Get the Scream Factory news. Oh fuck.
What are we doing this time?
But then Shout Select's giving us Natural Born Killers. Oh,
Okay. So this is what Scream Factory is like really highlighting this month, or for the month of July, for their 4Ks. You've got Phantoms, and you've got Dark Angel with Dolph Lundgren. Now, I want to focus on Phantoms just for a second. Now, by the way, I'm not picking any of these up.
Neither am I.
I don't know if anyone in the audience is. Let us know if you are. But what is Phantoms even about? All I know is that quote from Jay and Silent Bob, Ben Affleck was bomb in Phantoms, yo. And that always made me laugh because I knew this movie, I knew of it and I knew it bombed. But they were like bigging him up in it. And they high-five Ben Affleck.
I know nothing about it.
What is it about?
Outside of that quote, I'm with you.
Is it horror? Is it sci-fi?
And the fact that we all got that quote because we understood it was like this just happened and went completely unacknowledged. We all got the reference that is, if you're going to make fun of Ben Affleck's career at that time, this is the silly one.
This is it.
I don't even remember it coming out in theaters.
I think there's a sewer involved. Because
isn't Rose McGowan in it?
Look at the tagline up here. It says, "For centuries, they told us the terror would come from above. We've been looking the wrong way."
Oh, shit. Maybe.
We've been looking the wrong way. All right, well, any Phantoms love out there?
I'd watch it. And I'd rather see Scream Factory put out Phantoms. I said put up because you threw Who's That Girl up.
Yeah, put it up.
I'd rather see Scream Factory put out Phantoms than any of these reboots and ridiculous Child's Play,
Yeah.
all that crazy shit.
What about Dark Angel?
Again, that's a cool title.
Okay.
At least it's not a reboot or it's they haven't released it previously.
Okay.
It fits in with their catalog.
Okay.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we need more of that from Scream Factory. Less uninspired choices, more of this. I've never seen it, but you know what? I'm compelled to now. If it'll encourage Scream Factory to get their shit together, I'm going to watch Dark Angel.
The artwork's pretty cool.
It is. I think that's like, if that's not the original artwork, that has to be similar. Because that looks familiar to me from like the VHS days in video stores.
Well, see, that's the thing. This is the kind of movie that you'd walk into the store and be like, damn, that artwork's badass. I'm renting this. And then you get it and you're like, but damn, was that artwork cool?
Yeah. And it was always, it would always really heavily rely on the chemistry of the lead.
Yeah.
And Dolph's kind of in the middle.
Is he in the middle?
I don't think Dolph's like a 100. Dolph's not like a Schwarzenegger as far as 100% reliable in the chemistry department.
Yeah.
But he's not terrible.
Okay.
He's not Seagal. He's not repellent.
Yeah.
But see,
repellent.
But Seagal's brilliance is his repellence, his general unpleasantness. It turns into comedy, and then it works on a whole other level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm saying Dolph comes across as a nice, good guy. It's just, I don't think he didn't reach that level of JCVD or Schwarzenegger or Stallone.
And this came out, I looked it up. This came out a few years after Master of the Universe.
I was about to say it was like 89 or something.
Yeah, it was just a few years later. So I don't know if this is what the people are looking for from Scream Factory. I don't know what the vibe is out there. I don't know if people are pumped.
I'm intrigued, and I'm going to keep encouraging Scream Factory to go down this direction instead of what they've been doing.
Lindsay, what are the people thinking about Scream Factory these days?
It looks like more viewers have interest in Dark Angel.
Oh, okay.
Some have already ordered it, and they don't apologize for it.
Is it a recommendation? Is it, I don't know. Is it something we should consider? I mean, it looks cool. I'm interested just based on the artwork here. Who plays this guy in the back with the blonde hair? Who's that actor?
Was Dolph Lundgren the bomb in it?
Like Phantoms, yo? So the other...
Whoa, this next title is going to set him on fire. We got a sneak preview of it a couple seconds ago.
Yeah, this is going to be one of those times where I talk about a movie that I really like, that probably you're just going to listen to me talk about. And hopefully the people at home that are watching will find that endearing. Maybe they won't. Maybe they like this movie. Maybe they don't. We'll see what happens. I don't know that it's a Twister scenario because I'm happy that I got my Twister, but this is a little bit more personal to me.
Well, like I said, it was sadly revealed to me. It's better than Twister.
Thank you. So next from Shout Select. So I wanted to move on to Shout Select.
At least in this movie, they kept the animal on the ground.
Got it. I was like, what?
This is your movie. Remember the tiger?
Yes, it's a Patagonian Felix.
That you remember.
They say that a few
But
times
my
in the movie because
reference-
people say like,
But my reference was
right over my head. All right, let's find it here. Here we go. Who's that girl? Shout Select.
You know what, though? Ever since this announcement did cause a commotion, man.
It caused a commotion for me, that's for sure. This is coming out July 2nd, Blu-ray. No 4K, Blu-ray, but that's okay because they're doing something nice for it. And it's actually the only reason we're even covering Shout this week. I just threw Phantoms a bone. This is what I really wanted to talk about. Dark Angel, sure.
Phantoms
Who's that girl does not share a screen with another title.
Phantoms was my segue. I got to get y'all. It was the foreplay for Who's That Girl.
Gotta tease y'all.
Got to give you what you really want now.
Little Madonna, little Griffin Dunn.
All right, yeah, I was about to say in his catalog, where do you rank this in the top 5 Griffin Dunn performances?
One of my childhood favorites is this movie right here. Ignited my Madonna crush by far, like when I saw this way back in the day. And I will go to bat for this movie and tell you all that this is actually a really fun, good-natured comedy.
It's cute.
There we go. It's cute.
Very cute, man.
As you mentioned, it stars the incomparable, talented, sexy Griffin Dunn.
Felix the Tower.
Patagonian Felix.
Comparable Patagonian Felix.
There he is. He's on the cover too.
I know.
And Shout Select. So they scraped together a new 2K scan off of like the Inner Positive or something or another. And they're really giving a new transfer here. They also have a film historian, new audio commentary. They should
new commentary with the Patagonian Felix.
No, with me. They called me up. It's a surprise. I'm on it.
They got the kid from Zombie Army.
They got the kid from Zombie Army. They could have.
Shout.
They got lucky.
Really
I was available. I was ready for that commentary. Come on, film historians.
This film lacks Rosanna Arquette.
Yeah, but it is bare bones. But like I said, I love that they're giving it a new scan. I pre-ordered it instantly. I don't know. Is this something that you're interested in pre-ordering?
No.
Oh
no. But I'm not mad. Dude, I love that song and I love causing a commotion. With you, I remember watching this as a kid. It's cute. I wouldn't mind owning it, but it's not a pre-order.
Oh yeah.
This is something, you know what this is?
What's this?
This is the type of title that I would buy when it was on sale to get free shipping.
Just a little add-on.
Just a little add-on to push
add-on.
it over into free shipping. That's what this title would be for me. And even then, I'd be questioning myself. So probably no.
You hear that, Murray? Hear what he said? That's the name of the Patagonian Felix.
I know, dude. We're going to watch the commentary. Don't worry.
Lindsay, dare I ask what anyone is saying about Who's That Girl?
So as far as Madonna flicks go, it sounds like people want Dick Tracy and they want a league of their own before they want this.
I want Dick Tracy in 4K.
Can you consider...
Pre-order. If Dick Tracy gets announced, pre-order.
I would pre-order that too, but would you consider a league of their own a Madonna flick?
I mean, she's in it.
Right, but this is she's in it. But this
part of the league. She's not
in
the
it.
league.
She stars in this.
She's
She's
in a
the
league of her
star.
own.
She's in a league of her own. But
In
I mean,
this
that's
one
what I'm
she
saying.
is.
Like this is a Madonna flick because she's the main character,
Well,
whereas I would think more Tom Hanks,
what's
Gina Davis.
Well, then
flick.
what other Madonna flicks are there besides Who's That Girl?
None. That's why I pre-ordered it. That's it. Only one. Forget all the other ones.
There could be only one. Fuck you, Penny Marshall.
What's the other one she's in?
It's the other one. She's in a ton. She was in
Mystic Pizza.
Mystic Pizza.
No.
Well, Who's That Girl? Desperately Seeking Susan.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Dick Tracy. My boy Farrar. Not Bad Timing.
Oh,
that's a good movie too.
Yeah, with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Body of Evidence.
Oh, Body of Evidence. That's not Farrar, but yes, Body of Evidence. No, I'm thinking of bad.
After Hours. The old After Hours title.
Jesus Christ, you're fucking me up. I don't. Why am I sitting here? Evita.
Why are you arguing Madonna's filmography?
I know. You didn't see Evita?
It's not worthy of a Shout Select release like this is. But I'm with you on
You're
Dick
not
Tracy.
swept away,
Dude, I actually have not seen Dick Tracy since the theater. And I would love to
didn't
rewatch
see
it.
You know what? I had a good experience with Dick Tracy. I didn't see it as a kid. I didn't see it when it came out. And I think if I did, I probably would have had a similar experience that most people our age had, which they found it weird.
It was off
because it was basically a bunch of old people in there. But I saw it as I was maybe 16, and I had already I had gotten into like Scarface and Godfather and shit like that. So when I watched it, I'm like, oh damn, I'm seeing Al Pacino, I'm seeing Warren Beatty. It's like a who's who of it. Dustin Hoffman. The cast is incredible. But it was like I was already on that wavelength of kind of seeing what it was more than just going into it thinking it's Who Framed Roger Rabbit or something, you know what I mean? Although Who Framed Roger Rabbit's kind of dark too.
And I definitely did not appreciate Al Pacino's performance then. Whereas if I watch it today,
see, I saw Scarface before it.
I would be,
and so it was making me laugh because I was like, "Hey, this is kind of like a kids movie, and he's over the top."
Yes,
and so like,
and he's all done up with big lips, and he looks like a cartoon character because everyone kind of does. So it just makes it even more.
So like I said, I always felt lucky that I saw it at like 16 rather than as a child because I went in kind of for me that I have nothing but appreciation for that film. I don't even there's no conflict.
I would love to rewatch it. What's his character's name?
Big Boy Caprice.
Big Boy Caprice. You know what else I liked in that? What's his name? William Forsythe. Flat
dude,
top.
It's like
he's kind of a badass, like tough guy. I mean, he's kind of like silly in he's silly in Raising Arizona.
No, he's a bad. What's the Seagal movie?
That's what I'm saying. Like he's silly in that, but in other movies, he's like really kind of like a badass, kind of like tough guy.
Yeah,
William Forsythe.
He's in a ton of shit too. He's one of those dudes you forget.
Yeah, right.
Stuff, you know?
So who's that girl?
You see how excited we got about Dick Tracy, a movie you hadn't seen?
It's not even near.
And you were in a theater, and then the movie you're championing, we're just like,
I could see Shout Select doing Dick Tracy.
I could too.
Yeah, I could see
I
that.
could see that.
All right, well, moving on from Who's That Girl, thanks to everyone for letting me just talk on that for a while. Russ, the next one I've never heard of, but I really want to get your opinion on it straight up. Ready? It's also Shout Select, Blu-ray, storytelling.
I know why you're asking.
You do know why I'm asking. To tee it up for the people at home, Russ is a big fan. Or why don't you tee it up? I'm talking for you. Go.
Matt's asking my opinion on this because we have a movie night with a group of friends, and I showed this group Happiness. And if you've ever seen the film Happiness, you know it's kind of an awkward movie to show a group of people. And Matt recognizes that Todd Solondz did storytelling.
Yeah.
He's asking my opinion on this.
Yeah, so when I saw this, I was like, I didn't know what it was, but then I saw a film by Todd Solondz, and I was like, oh shit, is this a movie that Russ also likes? Is it in the same vein, like kind of a thing? This is coming out July 9th, and this is actually getting, a nice scan too, but also like 3 or 4 featurettes. This is getting some stuff. Have you seen this? I figured you went back and watched all the guys' stuff.
But I have not. I've seen other films of his. I've never seen this one.
Interesting.
I did miss this one, but like this is another situation where when I came across this announced, now it's pushing me over the edge. Now, next time I go to sit down to watch a movie, this will be in like the top 3. You know what I mean?
Just so you can buy it if you liked it.
Back on my radar.
Yeah.
And that's what's effective. I told you this before. Sometimes I use 4K and Blu-ray, the release calendar, similar to what theatrical releases used to be. I get like this announcement has me wanting to visit storytelling now, whereas if it wasn't announced, it would have just stayed off my radar,
Gotcha. So
but well, what about you? What were your thoughts? I'm sure a lot of people are aware of Happiness. It's actually a sought after film for Blu-ray, not only 4K, but Blu-ray. What were your thoughts on Happiness? I'm a fan. I adore that film.
I wish I had it set up for me before going in, but not set up. Like it's like hard to know how to take that movie.
I don't remember. How did I set it up?
I don't know that you did. And I think it's the same thing with The Room. Now I know at this point The Room is very widely known and everyone knows what that is and whatever, but when you showed it to me and to all of us, what was this, like 10 years ago at this point when you put it on, you didn't set that up either. And I hadn't heard, anything about this either. And I'm like sitting here watching this is like, what am I watching? Like, what is this? But then when you know what you're watching and you know what this is supposed to be or how you're supposed to take it at least, then you start to have fun. You're laughing at happiness the whole time. And I'm kind of like, am I uncomfortable? Am I supposed to laugh here?
Yeah. I got to let you guys figure that out for yourselves. I'm just there to show it to you.
How was it presented to you? Did you go in cold watching it?
God, how did I watch Happiness? I don't even remember now. If I have to be honest with you, it was probably Philip Seymour Hoffman, but I don't recall. Either that or he did Welcome to the Dollhouse, which is a movie I saw as a teenager when it came out. That was his first movie. So his name was always on my radar as well.
Gotcha.
And just like when this came out, I remember it in the mid-90s or whatever. I remember being in high school reading about it. But I just never watched it. I don't recall. It was either Todd Solondz's name or Philip Seymour Hoffman. I don't recall how I saw Happiness.
Gotcha. But you're not going to pre-order it until you watch.
Kind of like you said, there's a lot of pre-orders.
Yeah, there's a lot of chickens coming over.
I can't be doing blind buy pre-orders.
Yeah, I got you.
We're going a little too far.
If it came with Prism stickers, I would.
Because Happiness pre-order. Would you pre-order Happy? Would you pick up Happy? You wouldn't buy Happiness.
I wouldn't. I would want to watch it again just to like give it another try. But the only movie that I ever thought that I should have bought of a movie that you showed to me and I faltered on is Miami Connection. I should have bought that from Vinegar Syndrome when it came out. And now
it's still available.
Not the collector's edition one, is it?
Oh, I thought it was. I could have sworn I saw it.
No, it's just the regular. That was limited.
It should be sold out.
I know. It's sold out.
Of course.
I know. It sucks. I blew it.
Come on.
I blew it.
How joyous is that film?
It's great, and I blew it. So that's the old Shout Select, the old Scream Factory. Arrow, their July announcements came out, and I got to tell you, I feel like it's like a dud kind of a month. I'm just going to show them all at once. I have like the.
You think they're losing? I
don't know.
Rights or something.
I don't know, but I'm curious to know what people out there have to say about this because maybe I'm just not in the know. But the flagship title of this July announcement is The Man from U.N.C.L.E, which is, I don't even know. Kind of seems like a weird title for Arrow anyway.
Is that Guy Ritchie
with Henry Cavill. And I don't know that I don't know what kind of love is out there for this movie. I just thought it was kind of like this movie came and went, and now it's coming out in this manner, which like saying that this is like the main headline, which is kind of interesting to me. I don't know. It didn't seem like anything that was that great. The Last Starfighter, that's a reissue. They had already put that out on Blu-ray. Now they're putting it out in 4K. Loop Track, which I'd never heard of. It's like a newer, maybe indie film, Redline 7000. It's like an older flick. And then
I was going to say that about Man from U.N.C.L.E. The one thing I will say is, I mean, it's kind of cool that it's a newer title.
It is newer.
Getting a treatment like this. I can't speak on the quality of the film. But just that's encouraging to see newer releases get the treatment we're accustomed to with the classics.
No, that's true. That's true. I mean, and I know that's a Warner Brothers title, and I believe there's like a new Warner Brothers contract or something that they've signed to get some new stuff. This is just so happens to be the first one they're putting out.
Well, if Warner Brothers signed a contract with Arrow, there's your hope for the Nightmare box set.
Could be
Arrow, because Warner Brothers owns New Line.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Chucky just has Arrow. What's the best Arrow horror box set that they've ever put out? I mean, I know they just put the Chucky one out, but I wouldn't call that the best because the first one isn't in there in 4K.
I think if you want to count it, I think the only one is Demons, and that's just 1 and 2.
Yeah, that'd be pretty unprecedented for Arrow to put something like that out.
It would be incredible.
Yeah,
but if
they're due for something like that, aren't they?
If they have a deal with Warner, that's where Freddy is now.
Come on. I don't know. Well, don't forget the Nico Storkus complete collection or whatever that box set is. Don't forget about that.
Did you say something?
What are people out there thinking about these Arrow releases for the month of July? Who's getting what? Is there anyone getting any of this stuff? Is any of this exciting for folks?
Anybody upgrading their Last Starfighter?
Victor Fontaine and Hey It's Me in HD both said that Man from U.N.C.L.E was good.
Okay.
Someone said it was underrated. But yeah, they said Nicholas Freeman said ever since Arrow was bought out, it's getting more reissues or mainstream stuff, and U.N.C.L.E makes no sense for them.
That's how I kind of felt when I saw it. It just didn't seem like same thing I felt when they put out Wolf of Wall Street. I mean, I happily purchased it, but it's like, this is weird from Arrow. I don't know. Didn't seem right.
Yeah. But I guess I feel you. I'm not saying it feels right, but I don't know. I'm trying to be optimistic. I feel like it's a good sign.
Usually you're joyless. No, today you're going to be optimistic.
I got Prince in my head.
Thank you, Prince. Well, that's the, like I said, I don't really have a whole lot to say about many of these, but I at least wanted to share it and see if there was something up here that you were excited about. But it looks like we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing offensive, but nothing inspiring for me personally.
All right. Well, let's talk about another pre-order then. Not from Arrow, not from Scream, but from our good friends at Kino Lorber. And that's coming out June 25th on 4K Ultra HD. And they're doing a Blu-ray for this too. And that's for Brokeback Mountain.
Is this that Madonna movie?
Is she in this?
Is this a Madonna film?
A Madonna film. No, it is not. And this movie has been out obviously before, but I think I saw the last time it was out on Blu-ray was like 10 years ago. So Kino's coming back, you know, restoration, original camera negative, new 4K release, and then a Blu-ray with that same transfer. So they're giving this movie some love. Happy about that?
Very.
Okay.
I keep forgetting this is coming out, but yeah, I'm gonna pre-order. I had that special edition Blu-ray of this, and I think or was that a DVD?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a DVD.
I don't know what you had.
Yeah. It was like a 2-pack. And I never upgraded on the Blu-ray. And you've seen this movie. I think you saw it recently.
For the first time.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it looks incredible.
I can't wait.
Like this is a fucking, if done right, this could be a reference quality disc. You know, there's plenty of outdoor cinematography that's just beautiful to take in.
No, I'm with you. I'm super pumped. I saw this movie for the first time not that long ago. I really enjoyed it. It was like every performance was outstanding. Like you said, the view of it. Even I only know of Ang Lee's. I've only seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I know he's done a lot of different movies, but that's the only other one of his I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them, he portrays, at least in the two movies I saw, he portrays love stories very well. And I feel like this love story was portrayed very well. And I could say the exact same thing about Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, the way that all the emotional beats are hit, the longing, the wanting, the build up, like all that stuff handled like so well.
It's a perfect movie.
I can't wait to see it again.
Hands down, because, well, everything you just said about Ang Lee is spot on. He does love stories very well. And this film, unfortunately, we're in different times now, but this was 2004, and we've come a long ways in terms of homophobia, even since 2004. And he didn't have that westernized look at homophobia. He even stated, I think, at one point that this was just a love story. Like, he wasn't looking at it to be political or ideological or to like make a grand statement on anything else besides love. And I feel like not many American filmmakers with this topic could have done this story service in that way. And as you said, the acting is fucking phenomenal. This was the movie that got me on Anne Hathaway. Yeah. This was the first thing I had ever seen her in. I knew who she was, but like, why would I have been watching Princess Diaries or something? Right. It was this movie that I saw her in, and I was blown away by her in it. Dude, that last scene when she's on the phone and she's recalling, you know, how, you know, she's giving her side of the story of, you know, of what happens. Yeah. And she's cold as hell. She delivers that shit perfectly. And Gyllenhaal went unnoticed when this came out. I know he got an Oscar nom and all that, but I remember actually having an argument with somebody at the time about, everyone was, you know, Heath Ledger's incredible, which he is, but it's like, he's the lead role. He's in every damn scene. He has the stoic, like what he's doing, I always thought was it's great, but it's, I don't want to say easier, but it was an angle where Gyllenhaal had to be kind of aloof and goofier, and I think some people misinterpreted that as not being on Ledger's level, which what it really was a character that would get that man out of his repression, that would bring him out of his shell. You know what I mean? And this was one of the first movies where it was like, Gyllenhaal, that dude's, he's good.
He's good.
I was on that train early. It was The Good Girl and Brokeback Mountain, where I watched those and I was like, whoa, Jake Gyllenhaal. I was like, that guy, He's doing, watch him.
Mhm.
And everybody caught up with me 10 years later. I loved it.
You're a trailblazer. I mean,
because like watch The Good Girl and picture any other actor doing that role.
Mhm.
If you remember that movie, everyone else would have played it sympathetic. They would have played it like with a sense of, he did it beautifully. He knew exactly that his character was stupid. And like he just, man, he knew how to tone it down. He
Yeah.
knows when to bring it and he knows when to not. And that's a good artist. That's like a musician. You got to know when to back off just as much as you know when to go hard, you know?
That's well said. And I think I had already been a fan of Jake Gyllenhaal. Like I said, I just saw this for the first time not that long ago. So I'd already seen a lot of his most recent work, and I've seen a lot of movies that he's in. And then going back to see this, I'm like, wow, he was like so good even back then. Like you kind of like don't even realize like, how long he's been good.
You remember The Perception back in 04 of
Yeah,
05? Nobody,
yeah.
nobody was shitting on him or anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, he wasn't seen as like, people were talking about Heath Ledger in a higher caliber way
Yeah.
than they were about Gyllenhaal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, and rightfully so. Heath Ledger was incredible
He's
as well.
awesome. Yeah.
But
No, this
yeah,
is awesome.
this movie, man, it's great.
I pre-ordered it. It's coming out in June. Here's like the features that are coming are these right here. So it's like I said, a new 4K master, Dolby Vision HDR. They have a new film historian audio commentary as always. And then all these features are from before. They have the times next to them, and it looks like a lot of these are fairly long, but I read a review on the Blu-ray from before that has these features, and the person was kind of saying they all seem like fluff pieces, but I don't know how you can have a 20-minute fluff piece.
If they're the same ones,
I don't know.
If they're the same features from the DVD I had, I remember
They are fluff?
I remember thinking that
They're not good.
Yeah, I remember thinking that too.
Well, you're getting
You know
those-
what I mean? Not
you're getting those
fluff, but
features
like,
again.
you know when you watch some special features and it feels uninspired. It just
Yeah.
feels like, let's add on. Here's a location. Here's some people talking about.
Yeah.
it felt
no
more,
depth.
Yeah, it felt like we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel to get some shit. I remember, not that that's bad, but it didn't feel like there was no Gyllenhaal interview, Anne Hathaway interview. I don't remember much about Ang Lee even on it. Like,
Yeah.
I remember that feeling.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I think this is the perfect Kino release, to be honest. I think this is great for them.
Kino or Criterion.
You could have seen a Criterion, yeah, but Kino's been taking their lunch for a
Yeah.
little while now.
Yeah.
Lindsay, the producer, any pre-orders out there for Brokeback Mountain? How are we looking out there? What's the feel?
None that I see so far, but Nicholas Freeman said it's a love story. Simple, just then it's great. And someone said that they forgot the ending and it made them sad when Russ recounted that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ending's crazy, and it's just like showing you what really happened versus the way my girl's saying it, the way Anne Hathaway's saying it, and how she's selling it.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, and of course, the literal ending of the last shot in the trailer, with the article of clothing.
Would you want to review this when it came out? Would you want to put a review up of this movie on the channel?
You could.
Do you want to go deep? Do you want to pour your heart out on rewatch and really come here and sob as we give a review?
We could.
All right.
We could.
Do the people want to review?
Yeah, because there's other stuff I feel like I could go
Deeper on?
even right now. But yeah.
Okay. Let us know, people out there, what kind of reviews are you looking for? Do you want Brokeback Mountain?
You know what? We discussed earlier in the live stream how I met Marisa Tomei. Randy Quaid was at this convention,
Mhm.
and I should have met him and tried to get him to sign something for Brokeback Mountain, because he sued them.
Did he really?
Yeah, and he tried to put it about. He tried to make it that he was led on to believe that this was going to be an indie film that nobody would see, so he took a reduced pay cut. But then when it came out and started blowing up, he sued, I guess, Focus Features or whoever
To get money
yeah,
that he was owed?
basically what happened was, oh shit, this thing's blowing up and making a lot of money.
Yeah, give it back. Did he
bring
win?
Cousin Eddie some loot.
Did he win?
I don't know. We have to look that up. I have no idea if he won.
Wow.
But that would have been hilarious if I went up to him and like, hey dude, can you sign
Sign.
can you sign my Brokeback Mountain poster?
That's so that's everything from Kino. That was the only thing that I'd seen recently that I thought looked interesting, but I saw a few 4K television rumors that I wanted to talk about, because you don't really hear too much about television getting a 4K release. which kind of piqued my interest a little bit. You know, we've talked a lot about the state of physical media and where it's at, and are people still interested in it, and are studios still taking a chance on things? So now you've got some rumors that are coming out around some really big shows that are allegedly coming in 4K this year. And I'd like to share those with you, and then maybe talk about what that could mean for the future.
TV is a trickier one to tackle, though, because let's face it, even the movies we're covering classics.
Mm-hmm.
Classic TV was not shot for 4K or H. You know, it was not intended for that at all. I mean, just literally the aspect ratio. I mean,
I agree.
Have to stretch.
Yeah, I mean, that's why DVD's usually fine, or Blu-ray's usually fine. So you'd have to find something that was like worthy of the format, or something that they were going to transform entirely. But the first one that was rumored out there, mainly because there's a listing for it on some international website, not that you can pre-order, but that you can get notified for it. And that's for Friends, the complete series in 4K. And I was just kind of reading a little bit of the thread about the rumor itself. And again, it's just a notification bell, which again, you should hit our notification bells. But it's the 30th anniversary this year. And there's apparently a lot of steam behind putting this whole thing out in 4K, which this is a title that has historically done very well on physical media. Blu-ray box sets, DVD box sets, full series, each individual. I mean, come on.
Have you ever perused through like a used DVD kit or something?
It's all the Friends.
It's all Friends seasons.
Yes.
With those damn frames, like the cover of, oh shit.
So people have bought this historically. So is this real? What is this? Again, this is the only place that it can be, this is the only place where you can be notified to get it. Do you think this is real?
It could be. It wouldn't surprise me. That's a show, to me, if you're going to try to make a splash with TV in the 4K market, you do it with Friends.
Mm-hmm.
You do it with Sopranos.
Mm-hmm.
You do it with The Office.
Seinfeld,
yes.
Breaking Bad,
yes. You do it with films that in pop culture have kind of placed themselves alongside those same movies we cover.
Left the mark, yeah.
If you mention Sopranos in the same sentence as Goodfellas, that's cool.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're on that level, so you got to start there.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just jump in and be like, here's Jackass season 2. You know? Pre-ordered. But nah.
Not one. There was rights issues with Jackass season 1, Jackass season 2, 4K instant pre-order.
That's what I'm saying. You can't take chances.
So I don't know what anyone thinks about this. I don't know if anyone's heard anything more about this. It seems plausible, again, considering what Russ just mentioned. Also, it is that anniversary. So I don't know. I think the next rumor that I saw, again, maybe it seems like it has a little bit more legs, but it still seems to be a rumor, at least for now. And that is a title that you also did mention, Russ, and that's The Sopranos. So The Sopranos is currently in its 25th anniversary, and there's been a lot of hubbub with that. The show has been reignited on the HBO Max website. A lot of people are coming back for like podcasts and retrospectives and all kinds of stuff. Me and Lindsay, the producer, started watching it for the first time, and we're like, kind of in there on season 4 or so. But looking at some screenshots that someone, and I've seen this at a couple of different places, some different Twitter accounts, some different Instagram accounts, and they all are kind of showing the same thing, which is basically these pallets of wrapped up film canisters, whatever it might be. And on top are these manila envelopes that say Sopranos Volume 1, Sopranos Volume 2, and whatever else. Now, allegedly, what this is these have been scanned at some facility, and now these masters are being sent back. That's what this allegedly is a picture of. So again, I don't know what this could possibly be. I doubt, if this is real, if this is not just some phony thing, I doubt they're getting rescanned for streaming only to become 4K. I feel like that's a lot of effort just to put these things out in 4K on streaming and not do something for physical media, which again, I'll say same thing about Friends. How many Sopranos, Blu-rays, Blu-ray box sets, DVD sets there have been over the years for those titles, and also end up in those same bins that you're talking about.
Oh, add Sex in the City.
Sex in the City, yeah. I mean, But I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, that's why I think this is interesting. Let's say either of these are true. Those shows that you just mentioned, Breaking Bad, some of these other ones, that opens the door for those possibilities, which I wasn't sure that we would ever see. Certain television shows, you're not going to get them all, but like, you know, there are some that you could still get that would maybe still be profitable for the studios. But that is kind of interesting to me, and makes me hopeful that maybe we will see more if this is what this is. And these will sell. Both of these would sell.
Oh yeah, those are the two to kick it off.
The Wire.
Yeah,
like let's. I don't know. Consume tight. Consume tight.
No. Those, to test the waters, those are the titles. Because those are the titles you can buy mom and dad.
Or
you know?
me.
Yeah, dad. You know what I mean? Those are the titles. Me too. Dude, I have the Sopranos Blu-ray set. And that's another thing. It dropped really cheap. I picked it up not too long ago. So that also might help this theory. That might help justify this theory, and that it is, because when I picked up, and it was a nice set, dude. I got it on display. It's like it was $80.
Yeah. And
that's telling when things like that drop so low. It's like usually something else is in the pipeline.
Yeah. Do you know what else I read? That the Sopranos, I don't know if it was every season, but it was shot in 35 millimeter.
Oh shit.
So I mean, it's, in terms of original camera negatives and all that kind of stuff, I don't know, but that's that again. I didn't completely.
I mean, in '98, yeah, I'm thinking
maybe
like
they changed over at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe some of the original seasons could really benefit from that new restoration. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
And that, but that had a cinematic quality to it as well. That wasn't shot as like typical, like Friends.
Would you go back to the well for 4K Sopranos?
Yes. Because that's the thing. Would. That's where you get me on these things. I'm supporting not only the best presentation. I feel like a robot. I say this.
Say it again, Russ.
The best presentation possible with no lag, no compression. We all know the drill. But I'm also supporting. I love this show. I love this content. I want more shows. I want to see more shows like this. Mm-hmm. I want to give my money to send a message and say, I want more movies and shows like this. You know, that's the message you want to send. I want more women like Fran Drescher
in 4K.
Dr. Detroit. I remember I brought that. We had that.
Dr. Detroit. What are the people? Any
4K? Oh fuck yeah! You know I'm buying pre-order.
Any interest in any of these titles in the chat? Or people? What do people think about these rumors? Do people even think there's any validity here? Like I don't know. This one seems interesting with all these little packets on top that say the name, but.
You know what's funny? I know we harp on that with movies as far as anniversaries. With something like Friends, is that even a significant? I guess it is.
A reason to do it.
Sopranos has been 25th anniversary, or you know,
I don't know,
about 4 years now. I feel like.
Lindsay, any action?
Yeah, definitely about the Sopranos. People are drooling at that idea, as well as a bunch of other shows that they wish would come out. Like, what did they say? We've got a lot of love for Buffy, The Wire.
Buffy.
Married with Children was named. X-Files, Justified, The Shield. A whole bunch of shows people are like dying for.
I know, that'd be so awesome. We should do a segment about that.
Oh no,
television shows, because there's a ton of that I would also really love to have. Breaking Bad would be up there. Package it together with Better Call Saul. Give me the whole universe in one bundle.
And don't worry, everyone. 4K Kings, we're going to do our best to make sure that the complete series of Step by Step gets put out.
I'm waiting for a nice Blu-ray reissue of Saved by the Bell.
Interesting.
So before
I think I'd pick that up.
Yeah, dude. Shit, yeah. And
I've
package
never owned Saved by the Bell.
Package up college years. I don't care. Just give me everything.
Would you go all the way to the wedding?
Maybe.
In Hawaii?
In Hawaii? Russ, we're in the home stretch.
What is this channel turning into?
We are in the home stretch, believe it or not. But before we close out with two specific titles, do we want to interact with the people at all? Do you want to bring up anything, talk about anything that's on your mind? Anything you need to share with me? Empty your guilty conscience now.
I feel like I'm about to be grounded.
You're on.
Before I say, you want to share anything with me? No.
Nothing new?
What's everyone feeling out there? I don't know. What are some TV shows?
Or other titles that we didn't talk about this week that people are excited
I would
about?
say Married with Children. I would love that.
Oh my God. Instant
but now we're just
buy.
talking kind of what are your favorite TV shows? You know,
We'll never get that one.
Married with Children.
No, not in 4K. We'll never get that. I believe me, it's like my top.
I
three
mean,
shows
I
all
don't
time.
think we'd get that either. But
Kids in the Hall, never. I'd let that on
you'd
Blu-ray
get
at
married,
least.
You'd get Married with Children before Kids in the Hall.
I mean, I'll even take Blu-ray. I'm not hoping for 4K on any of those.
Yeah,
Blu-ray would be nice.
I could see Chappelle's Show getting a 4K, and you could keep that relatively cheap since it's not like a long ass running series.
No, not at all. You put them all together, one little box set. I think I have all the individual DVDs.
And he appeals to people who are to an older, to older demographic who would still collect physical media.
Yeah.
I'd throw Chappelle's Show as one, to kind
What
of
about a classic?
add the music rights though with
Yeah.
Chappelle's Show. That'd be a pain.
What about like a classic show that they could bring back and say, if we're going to revitalize something, this is the one we're going to like revitalize?
Honestly, to most people, I think Friends is that.
Oh, I was thinking even further back.
You want to go like
Maybe
further,
80s,
further
maybe
back?
90s, maybe
80s or
like maybe
90s or
70s.
70s.
Yeah, I don't know. MASH.
I mean, for me, if we're going to All in the Family would be cool. 70 Hunter
MASH.
from the 80s. MASH? Nah, I don't. That show, I'd rather watch the movie.
I mean, I feel like, but didn't they have such a huge following that that's one they would maybe pick?
Oh, we're guessing like what?
Like
would they
what?
pick?
Yeah, what would be the one to
MASH.
come out? Like if they were
See,
gonna-
you know what's funny about MASH? I think in their minds that audience is dead.
Yeah, it's true. I don't think any of us are looking to buy that.
Yeah, they, like you said, they have to focus for us. They have to stick to 70s and 80s.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah,
They gotta
Saved
stick
by
to
the
that.
Bell would be a good one to target towards our demographic. If the music wasn't such an issue, Wonder Years,
Yeah, 90210.
In Living Color, but again, the music makes it you can't.
Yeah,
What other ones would be big?
Dexter.
Somebody said X-Files. I agree with that. And Buffy, that would
Mhm.
be a big thing.
mm-hmm. Did you do Dexter?
Oh. What yeah, because I've never owned any.
I own
series
season 1
of
and 2.
Dexter.
Yeah,
I never owned it on Blue or DVD, so I would. I even liked that the modern one. I liked that. If you hated how Dexter ended, watch that newer season. It fixes it all.
well, I'm waiting for a collector's series with all of the seasons as well as the movies that accompany it for Downton Abbey. 4K, all of them. Give it all to me. I have not bought any of it because they keep putting them out, and I'm like, stop putting them out, and then collect them all together and sell them to me. Thank you.
I could see them doing that.
They
The
should.
Title,
Why haven't they?
I don't
All my
understand
UK
why they haven't.
all my UK peeps out there, we want Downton Abbey, and we want the movies that go along with them. There's like 2 movies at this point.
You know, it's a holy grail for any format, but again, it's impossible and will never happen. And when I say impossible, impossible. And it was this show that was on HBO. I believe it was HBO's first original show. I could be wrong on that, though. And that's Dream On,
Mm-hmm.
the John Landis produced show.
I remember that.
Yeah, and it does what that show did is similar to what we do here. It inserted old movie clips as sort of punctuation marks and reactions to it. Was showing you what he was thinking in his head.
His quotes for
Yes.
in his head.
But you can't license all those movies, and
No.
you can't chop the damn series
Yeah.
to hell like that. It
I
wouldn't
know.
make sense,
I-
but I would kill for that.
When that would always come on, I knew that I probably wasn't supposed to be watching that. I could tell there was some sexual situations
Yeah.
going on. I could tell that this was, but
It was
if I
borderline-
could, I would leave it on.
Oh yeah, and that was part of its appeal, was that it was sexual and there
Yeah.
was nudity and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know, it was. I mean, it was different for TV, and we were at an age where it was like, hey,
Forget what that came on
is-
after.
What is this?
It came on after something. It was like, oh man, is that show coming on next?
It came on after First and 10.
Do it again.
Do it again.
That's part of the title, isn't it? First and 10, do it again.
I thought it was just First and 10. That like football.
Yeah,
show.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I think First and 10, do it again is the like one of the phrases. I thought.
I thought it was
Donald
First and
Gibb?
10. Yeah. Bloodsport.
Yeah. Right. Ogre. All right, Russ.
Nerd.
Let's close out this program with some dignity. Shall we?
I wish I had. You know me, dude. I'm weak on TV. For those watching, and you know this in our social circle, I'm always the one who has no idea
What's going on with television?
Yeah, I it's too much of a commitment. I
Yeah.
can't decide if I like a show until about 5 or 6 episodes in, and half the time I don't, and then I'm angry. I just wasted 6 hours. It's like I could have wasted, I could have watched
3 movies.
exactly, and that's what I end up trying to do instead.
Yeah.
Unless it's something that is really like, even Breaking Bad, you talked to me about it for a while,
Mhm.
and like I was like, okay, let me do that,
Yep.
and it was worth it. But I need a guarantee. I need like a 110% stamp
Guarantee.
approval that what I'm about to jump into is worth it, or I just feel, I don't know.
Like you've wasted your damn time.
Mm-hmm.
I know,
9
I don't
times
like
out of 10, if I watch TV, I just throw on some old sitcom, and it's like
That's
background.
it. Background music.
Yeah.
Well, let's close these out, Russ, with 2 titles that are international. We can't pick them up here, but we can pick them up international. If you are international, then you're in luck. And the first one is coming from Studio Canal, who I like. And I like the little special editions they put out. It's coming out July 15th, 4K Ultra HD. It's 50th anniversary, and it's a movie that I've kind of like always wanted to see ever since kind of hearing about it. And that is The Conversation with Gene Hackman and Francis Ford Coppola. You seen this movie?
I've not, but the same. I've had it in my possession for a long time to watch it, and I still have not.
Why am I getting like Blowout vibes or something? Like something like, not that's the same movie, but there's like this espionage, like this, like mystery.
Yeah.
There's some like things that are being listened to and trying to put piece together like a mystery or something.
This is an interesting conversation. No, have you ever done this where you're going to watch a movie, it. It's like, all right, it's Coppola, it's all that.
Yeah.
So I intentionally have read nothing about it because I want to go in cold.
Gotcha.
Do you do that?
I do know nothing about it.
Yeah. And it's like, I have nothing to say because I know nothing outside of Francis Ford Coppola, Gene Hackman, after Godfather, I believe.
Yeah.
Or was it right before Godfather?
Mhm.
I think it was right after Godfather.
Yeah, and he overhears something he shouldn't hear. That's what he's listening in on something and he overhears something he shouldn't hear.
I'll tell you my thoughts on this. I put this in the category as Barry Lyndon and Night of the Hunter.
Okay.
And why I say that, I feel like this movie is like going up in stature as years go on.
Mhm.
I was aware of this movie for a long time, but in recent years, I just feel like the appreciation of this film is growing through the roof. It's almost like the person who's in the films is the one who's going to tell you this is the brilliant one. This is like their favorite.
Yeah.
And I feel like people started to do that with Barry Lyndon, with Kubrick.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Not that anyone ever hated it, but over time it became like, it just grew in stature. Same thing with Night of the Hunter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm getting the impression this is going on with The Conversation. And I'm here for it. Apparently it's great. I want to check it out.
I expected Criterion to put this out, and I don't think that's still out of the realm of possibility because I think that Studio Canal's done some sets that Criterion has also put out in the U.S. I know Mulholland Drive comes to mind. I think this box is pretty cool. Like you can kind of see on the image, it's I think it's like one of these like opening up kind of like clamshell types because it's kind of like got a little bit of an indent on the top there. It comes with a cassette tape. An orange cassette tape, a booklet, a poster. It's got this original Laurent Duro art, and then the original art maybe is on the inside. I don't know.
It reminds me of those Arrow UK boxes. Do you know what I'm talking about? Those Blu-ray special editions. Like Carrie had one where they had the white border.
Yeah.
You
I think, yeah, I think,
those?
yeah.
That was like their norm for the longest time. The special edition UK Arrow releases that all had that white border and spine.
I think it looks cool. And I mean, as far as like features are concerned, you're working with brand new 4K restoration, Dolby Vision, all that good stuff. And then there's a lot of things that are coming here. I'm not entirely sure that all these are brand new, but they're collecting quite a lot of different featurettes. Plus, obviously, the new artwork, the 2-disc collector's edition rigid box, 64-page booklet, original soundtrack, cassette tape, an original and new poster. So, I mean, it's a really cool set to begin with. I think as far as, I didn't check out the price, but I'm assuming it's not going to be cheap, which for me on a blind buy is not going to work. If this was like a Criterion or something title, or maybe a little bit more understated, I feel like I'm interested enough to want to check this out for sure.
Yeah, that's gonna be. It was like the Mean Streets was another one that did this.
Yeah. Yeah, true. But they were.
And I like Mean Streets. I had seen Mean Streets, and
Yeah.
I didn't do that. I still went with Criterion.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
What's the vibe on conversation? Anyone speaking on that out there, Lindsay?
So far, I just see that one person said they had recently watched it. I believe that was Grant, and then other people were saying that they've wanted to watch it. One person said it was so boring.
Oh wow, so boring, huh?
But yeah, I think
You need
it
freak in
sounds
there
like
to
there's a lot of folks that
whip
haven't
Gene
watched
Hackman
it
into
yet.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, and one person said they're going to wait for the standard edition because they don't need a cassette tape.
I know that is kind of fun. That's fun. I don't know the price though. I don't know what it is. That's interesting. All right.
Radio Raheem to pre-order this.
Yeah. Cool box overall though. Great job, Studio Canal. Keep doing your thing. Props to them. But the last title that we're going to speak on for the night is coming from Umbrella. Russ, one of your new favorite films coming out September 4th on Blu-ray from Umbrella. Late Night with the Devil. In a movie that I'm dying to check out in a release that looks really awesome. It's killing me that they're not putting 4Ks out. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's absolutely killing me that Umbrella is not putting them out.
Dude, even in my head, I've tried to justify this as like, they'll put out a 4K and I'll just put it in this box because that looks so rad.
I know, dude. It's like, what a set. Look at this. It looks so great. All the, like the posters, the box that it's coming in, the booklet, like everything. This looks outstanding. And I'm sure the Blu-ray looks great. But again, I mean, I know that we should consider supporting everything and collecting as much as we can, but I'm just so adverse to rebuying things. Like if something like this came out in the UK, for an example, a couple months from now, or the US in a couple months from now, and it was, 4K and didn't cost me $50.
If it was that same exact thing in 4K, I would hate myself. But let me mess with you a little further.
Okay.
It is supposed to be a TV show in the 70s.
It is.
Do you really need 4K?
You don't.
Do you think Blu-ray will do it justice?
I know. It could. It very well could. It very well could. And that's actually kind of interesting that you mentioned that because Umbrella's offering 3 different versions. They're offering just a regular standard Blu-ray, like the one you see here. That's it. And then there's this one, which is the collector's edition. And then, which has all of this great stuff, obviously. But then they have a Night Owl fan edition, which comes with an additional TV guide and VHS copy of the movie. So if you really wanted to be, true to what's going on here, you would get this and watch it on VHS, not Blu-ray, not 4K. Watch it on VHS. I don't know, man.
That's really cool.
Bravo. Lindsay, the producer, what do you got for us in there?
So one viewer, Oscar, he said that Late Night with the Devil is never coming out in 4K.
Why, Oscar?
He read that the director requested for it to be out on Blu-ray only.
Oh.
And that's why I even made that, because I've seen it, and even I'm thinking to myself, like, it kind of...
You don't think it's going to happen?
It's almost like Clerks or something, where... Am I really that mad that this isn't going to be in 4K?
So are you saying we should get 2 of these, use that Serial 15 discount code to get 10% off, and try to get free shipping?
God damn it, we're 4K kings, man.
I know. I'm not a Blu-ray king.
What do we
I'm not
do?
a Blu-ray king, Russ. I'm a 4K king.
I want to declare it live. Hold on. Is it the director who's watching us right now in the comments?
I don't know, but I don't want to be the, not ever going to come out on 4K king.
I know. We have to support media.
Is the director's name Oscar Burroughs?
Yes. No.
I know, dude.
He's got the inside scoop.
I am dying to see this movie. It's getting
15% off, you say?
Yeah, that pretty much takes care of shipping from what I've gathered. It's coming with a small slate of features, but really just this whole packaging is really what's killing me.
June 13th.
Do you know the prices here?
My birthday's in a month, Matt.
So this one...
I just gave you Frankenstein.
This one without the VHS tape and without the TV guide is $55. That's their normal special edition deluxe packaging. That's normally what they do. $55.
I think our friendship's worth that.
$55. The Night Owl edition with the VHS and the TV guide is $88. This is all before shipping, of course.
Damn it. That's actually a cool... Normally, I don't care. Normally when it's like that extra, you know, when Scream Factory does it with like the box and some pins, it's like, who cares? I can save 50, but like $30. And I have to admit, I would be intrigued to watch it on VHS. And how would I ever be able to do that?
Do you have a VHS player?
I do have a VCR that still works. Yeah.
Can you get some kind of like conversion cables to put into your TV?
No. I'm saying, how would I acquire that? Not how would I physically watch it.
Yeah.
How in the future would I get a copy of this on I mean, I guess I could record it off of a Blu-ray on the You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
like the existence of it on VHS.
It's cool.
And it's more than a gimmick. I actually like that idea of trying that out.
I hate that these mature 18 plus labels like soil the art. It soils it.
But you got it. You got to slip.
I don't like that it's there.
It goes in the box.
I know it goes in the box, but when I pull that shit out to open it up, it's going to stare right at me. Look how cool that art is. Demouchian David, whatever his name is, that guy on fire, staring right at you. But then all my eyes drawn to is that red label, and it pisses me off. I'm sorry, but
and now you wonder why everyone's pulling out of Australia, physical media wise. It's because of that.
I'm sorry, Australia. It's just, God, it tastes, it's such a, it looks so good. Imagine that other's beautiful Nicole Kidman artwork, but there's like a red label shoved on it that says this is for mature audiences. Like, F that. You're ruining a piece of art. You've ruined it. But if that is true about it not getting 4K, I mean, what a set to get. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Does anyone know why Umbrella is not venturing as much into 4K? Because my perception of them is not that they're like a low budget outfit. It looks like they're getting some really good titles. They're putting together really great,
dude, we've covered
packages.
This. The world is conspiring against them to keep 4K out of their hands.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I know,
but
it's nuts.
Australians can't handle this shit.
Yeah. So you're going to get this then? Which one? The VHS one?
Fuck yeah. Dude, throw in that cassette tape too.
Yeah, why don't you give
the conversation?
Wow.
Charge me an extra $80.
Wow. So Late Night with the Devil, who's picking this up out there? Our last title of the night. Who's picking this up? How many people are picking it up? Do we have a feel for that? Is there excitement in the air?
Yeah, I think
here's the part in the
is.
live stream where someone tells us it's sold out.
No, there's like a lot of people that are super into this, especially with the VHS. They think that's really cool, and that they wouldn't pass it up. So they're saying you guys, as 4K kings, you need to tap in.
I mean, just like as a box and everything else, it just looks cool.
As a box, I need to tap.
I just need to buy the box. Forget the movie. Sell me the box.
Wait till 3D printers become the norm. You're just gonna give up on movies and just
cobble together all my stuff,
boxes of movies.
Can you just send me the 4K in a jewel case and I'll do the rest? Thank you. Start that new program. Well, that's it. That's the last one for the week, Russ. That's the last one for this lovely live stream. I've had a great time.
I did too. I look forward to tomorrow when everyone will announce their slate of bangers.
Yeah, I know. We'll have to wait 2 weeks to talk about all those. So we will be back 2 weeks from now, 2 Wednesdays from now, as always, live here, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Russ and I covering really a lot. I got to stop just saying physical media. There's just so much that we've delved into. Life, which includes physical media, but there's just so much more. Love, romance. Deer in the headlights for the third time.
Russ is thinking about Marissa again.
Intros, outros. A lot to life.
Thank you for everyone for hanging out. Don't forget, keep your eyes peeled. We've got a lot of new videos coming out soon. Best 4Ks of all time, our boutique wish list, 4K comparisons, clips from this live stream, so you don't have to watch the whole thing again if you don't want. We'll have some versions of our best pieces of this conversation, which really was just about Marisa Tomei, in my opinion.
I can't wait to clip that one. No, and also make sure, if you haven't, head over to Spotify and give King's Cuts a little like there and start listening. Goo Goo Dolls will be on there.
I was waiting for you.
ASAP.
I was waiting.
ASAP.
I wasn't going to let you forget it.
Dude, I'm going to throw their whole album on there. Just whatever. Watch this. What's the album what was it? Long Way Down? What's the song?
Long Way Down.
Long Way Down.
A boy named Goo.
This motherfucker right here. Wait.
Name? Long Way
Actually,
Down?
Hold on, wait.
Wait, what? There's a Goo Goo Dolls song that you like?
No. I was actually thinking, Are You Wrong? Because I was like, wasn't that the one with that other song, Slide?
No, that's later. That's their next album. But that Slide song's a banger too.
I thought that was.
I hate Iris. That's the one I don't like with the Nicolas Cage City of Angels. That one that was a huge hit for them. Damn. I hated that song.
Goo Goo Dolls fan. That's how they talk.
Hated that song. But
actually, they got a song. If you've seen Freddy's Dead, when Spencer in the beginning of the movie wakes up, basically after the opening credits, or not Spencer, I'm sorry, John Doe, the main character, when he wakes up, there's a Goo Goo Dolls song playing, like while he's walking into the town.
What is it? Put it on the list.
I don't remember what it's called. It's not bad, honestly.
Okay.
I don't know. Probably because I just grew up on Freddy's Dead. I don't mind it, but they were clearly still trying to be like a rock band.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was harder.
Like Long Way Down?
To it. Dude, no, it's even harder than Long Way Down.
Is it?
You're going to love it.
If you love Long Way Down, you're going to love.
The sound you were looking for? Well, listen to this.
Thanks again. We'll see everyone soon. Lindsay, take her home.